hardest, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, man. Shout out to Isaac Dogboe. He edged out a very, very close and tough fight with Joet Gonzalez. Literally, that fight could have literally went either way. Check the fight reaction playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance of notifications. This is a really good fight, man. It should have probably should have been on regular ESPN. Now I talk about Gabriel Flores tomorrow. This probably should have been on regular ESPN, honestly, bro. But this is a title eliminator, I believe, for the WBC, and they said the international WBO was on the line. So WBC is held by Ray Vargas. So they in there fighting, could be, somewhere down the line, fighting PBC's Ray Vargas. But nonetheless, I think early on, Dogboe took like the first 3 rounds. That was my opinion. He took the first 3. And when you in a 10, I think it was in a 10-round fight. When you take the first 3 rounds, that's a wrap. And Joet Gonzalez apparently said in the fighters meeting, got miles here in my head. Yeah, said in the fighters meeting that or to Andre Ward that he had issues on fighting smaller guys like Joet Gonzalez. Like Dogboe. And the thing about it is you got to punch down. And he came out trying to box and walk Dogboe into some shots. And it didn't work. And Dogboe really cruised to the first 3 rounds. He might have made a case he won the 4th too. But Gonzalez started to turn around in the 4th. But 10-round fight, he won 3 rounds. So if he went anywhere, if he win two more rounds in that fight, it's a draw, bare minimum, because nobody hit the canvas. So all he had to do was win 3 more rounds, even though he won by 2-on-2 scorecard. So and Dogboe body work was, I thought I'd like to see him go to the body a little bit more, but once Gonzalez started coming forward, he seemed to be the better pressure fighter. But he just didn't let his hands go enough. He hurt Dogboe a couple times in that fight, and Dogboe would be up in some rounds, and Joet would come back and still like he steal the rounds. So honestly, they really wouldn't be mad if they did it again. This would be a really, really good undercard fight to some of their bigger fights they got coming up, But Gonzalez should have not only just took the play, he should have took the lead in this fight a lot more. He should have led and stand on the front foot a lot more. And when he came forward and he threw punches, it was a beautiful sight to see, to be honest. And I think we all can agree with that. When that man started coming forward and letting his hands go, it wasn't nothing that Dogboe can do. He had more firepower on his punches than Dogboe. That's real shit. He had more fire. He had more mustard on his punches. He sure did. He had way more mustard on his punches than Dogboe. Gonzalez, I don't know why his activity rate, really ain't where it should be. Maybe it's a conditioning thing, but he just came. Him coming out with the wrong game plan cost him this fight. Because he would have took two of them first 3 rounds, it would have been a draw. And maybe he thought, fighting a smaller man's fight, that was going to be the difference. But for the most part, he buzzed Dogboe a couple times. And Dogboe just didn't seem to have a mustard on his shots that Gonzalez did. And maybe it's a needing weight change for Gonzalez. I don't know. Gonzalez is a solid fighter. Even though I was going for Dogboe because of that shit with Shakur Stevenson. But nonetheless, he had all the tools to win this fight. It's just he didn't let his hands go, and he came out early on. He let Dogboe steal 3 rounds. That's it. He let him steal 3 rounds. He should have had. So like I said, he's just missing. I think Gonzalez just missing some power. Fight. If he was an elite puncher at 130, man, 126, excuse me. He got good reach. He just missing power. He just missing that elite ability, power, elite speed, and most of all, he missing urgency. He missing volume. If he had 1-punch knockout power, man, he would have whooped everybody on his resume. This was the main Vete Bowl. They both lost to the Vete. Dogboe lost twice, one by the hellacious ass whooping and one by knockout. And the Gonzalez was more competitive in my opinion, but that's what style make fight. Gonzalez is a lot bigger than Dogboe. And he should have been sticking it to Dogboe right away. And then when he started sticking it to him, he let Dogboe get up, and then he kind of tried to steal the play from Dogboe. So it was pretty much what you liked. I'd like to see Dogboe go right back to that body, step over, rip another body, rip uppercut to the body, to the head. I like to see him kind of use more of his lateral movement and his height and really leveraging some shot. It don't seem like he had much on his shot tonight. That was the sad thing about it. It wasn't that Gonzalez was facing some type of ferocious punch or he was getting hit. He just literally just got outworked. Because it wasn't like Dogboe had mustard, sauerkraut, and all that shit on his punches. He didn't. Gonzalez really took them punches really, really well, but just something that he gonna have to live with. But you like to see him use the jab a lot more. But he just not an elite fighter. He's just not an elite fighter, and that's the problem. He's not an elite puncher. He's not an elite work, stamina. He don't have elite speed. He's a really good, solid fighter. Really good, solid fighter. And Dogboe just outworked him. He outworked him. Worked him. So, I don't know if it's just to the point where his conditioning just crashed. I don't know. Maybe he's just happy sitting on the pace. He like going to high guard, let people work. I don't know, man. Gonzalez got some talent, but it's just something that he got to figure out. You ain't gonna punch too much harder than you punch now. So it just got to be with just more volume. Using your jab, and if you ain't gonna throw combinations, use your jab. He should have been walking the floor using his jab. Dropping 1, 2, 3s. And I like to see Dogboe, run his combinations and step over and get, rip and come over the top, rip around, pivot and step over. He's so little. He could do that little Mike Tyson little rip and dip and come back up. But like I said before, do I see Dogboe beating Ray Vargas? Yeah, I can see that. And I can see Joet Gonzalez beating Ray Vargas. I can see them both beating Josh Warrington. I definitely can see that. I could definitely see both being Leo Santa Cruz. But obviously they both lost to Mayor Nervete, so I don't really see that. But but the other champions, they can beat them. I'm not sure if they could beat Gary Russell when he's on and hitting on all cylinders. But it's a hell of a fight. I was joying, man. I'm happy that I tuned in. I tuned in for the Flores fight, tuned in for this fight. I know they had a 10-fight undercard, but Dogboe just, when you get on the inside like that, they tend in favor of a smaller fighter. And Gonzalez gave up 3 crucial rounds, or a few crucial rounds in the beginning. But hey, check the fight reaction playlist out. Shout out to Isaac Dogboe. But Gonzalez is a hell of a fighter, man. He just missing a few of them ingredients, man. And that's the difference between being a world champion right now and having 2 losses, but or 3 losses, I believe now. But for anyone to support the channel, Cash App $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. You can find me on Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Twitch, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. But checking out my link trees, the first link in the description. I'll pin in the live chat. Appreciate the love and support. Check the fight reaction playlist. Let me know what's in the comment section. Peace.